Salisbury Center Studios in Manassas, Virginia. We don't have our main TV up, so I wasn't sure when we came up, but anyway, it's Saturday Night Metal Night.
Saturday Night Metal Night coming at you live.
Yeah. That's right.
Hey, and so like we got the infamous ladder match we've talked to several times in the studio. But before I get to you guys, we have to give some love. This is like old school in a lot of ways because now that we're like broadcasting live on a metal night, but we got Scott the producer back with us. Scott. Yeah, right. So Scott, like, because you've jumped into some of our shows.
I can't hear anything you're saying.
You can't hear some of that. I got so
talking
Scott.
shit.
So this is true about Scott. Something happened to him. He was partying on New Year's Eve, from what I understand, and fell off a roof of a house and broke both of his feet. Oh my God.
Shit.
Is that true, Scott?
He can't hear us.
You really can't hear that, or are you just like playing dumb? Like you're not going to defend that story? Like, we're talking about like last New Year's.
I'm gonna say yes. I don't know what you're saying.
All right. Sorry. Well, then never mind. So yeah. You're running around. We see you running when you broke both of your feet. We're talking about you breaking your feet.
Oh, that was not good. I remember that. That was not
Well,
fun.
you should. I guess you would remember that. Like,
Yeah, it was not good.
Right. I know. So it's great to see you. Like. Not only behind the other side of the glass, but like actually walking around the studio.
It's crazy. I'm blessed. Thank you guys. Yeah.
Right. Congratulations, Scott.
Amen.
I'm not going to ask you how you broke both those feet.
I fell off a roof.
I know.
Yeah.
That's right.
Don't do that.
Damn.
Right.
Listen, kids, don't fall off a roof.
Right. So there we go. All right, so ladder match. Everybody.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having us.
Brent, Mike, everybody back in.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Glad to be here.
Yeah,
Good to see you all.
Local Palooza, last time you guys were in.
Yes.
In August.
Yes.
No, we didn't. We did not.
We didn't podcast that night.
No, we were here, at the beginning of...
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
But actually in our studio talking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we did the pit. We had the conversation about.
Oh, that was back in the spring.
Yep.
Yes, the Would You Rather, when we did a little Would You Rather with you guys, the
Right.
general admission edition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, nice.
Spring has sprung.
So tell us about what you've been up to. What have you guys been doing? And since maybe the last time you've been in here in the spring, I've seen several things that you guys have been up to, but maybe other people have not. So if you want to kind of describe the summer into the fall.
Man, it's been fun. I feel like we've been playing a lot of shows. It's been a good time. And we're prepping here. We got everything set up to record an EP. So cool. The goal, so this is probably the last show we're going to play for the year. And then the goal is to have something out on streaming platforms, God willing, by the end of December. So
Nice.
that's the plan.
That's
yeah.
quick.
Yeah, excellent.
So so I saw a social media post that said this might be the last show tonight. So get on down here to the Salisbury Center if you
Yes.
got time.
Yeah.
But so prepping to go in and do some recording. You guys have how many songs are you planning to prep to potentially release whatever that amount is?
Well, we got two really solid ones that we want to put out as singles, and then but we have like I think at
An
least
album's
like
worth.
a solid 10 songs. That,
Yeah.
we could do full album. So yeah,
Maybe some extra specific album songs we don't play live.
Okay.
You know, we put on there.
Sure.
Some older, ones we've don't want to throw all of them away. You know? But
Yeah, sure. Excellent. And I did any of that come out in Local Palooza in August when you were here for the Local Palooza Festival and played then?
new songs.
Any new songs? Yeah. Did we hear any material then?
Yeah, I think the one we opened with, Direct Attack, that's like a pretty thrashy. It comes in with just like a fast double bass. So yeah, that's
just me
probably-
sprinting in
I was
place.
gonna say.
You should see him on a. You should see him on a paddle boat.
Oh yeah.
Got those paddle boats going.
I did a little cross
paddle
training.
boat.
Yeah. I work for Parks and Rec, and I did a little cross training because I had to move these paddle boats they're not used for winter. So I was in there in the lake, and I was like, you know what? I have a show coming up this Saturday at the Salisbury Center. I need to get in here.
The
Fastest paddle boater in Fauquier County.
Just don't fall off a roof and break both your feet.
I know. Yeah, that is the least. That's the last thing I want to do.
There would be no recording.
Have you seen so there's a guy, I guess it's a channel on YouTube, but they bring in well-known drummers and
Okay.
they play them a clip of a tune.
Oh
that
yes,
they
I've seen
haven't
that.
heard.
Yeah.
So there was one I saw the other day. It was the Third Eye Blind drummer.
Okay.
And he was doing a Megadeth tune.
Oh my god.
And so and it's got a ton of double bass in it.
Right.
And the guy was like, so they play him the drumless track.
Right.
And he's like, so then he does his thing where he tries to play it, and then they replay the actual original with the drum parts. He's like, oh, I didn't even think about all that.
Right, he's like,
double bass pedal there.
Yeah.
He's like, I couldn't do that.
Right. There was one guy that he was doing Inner Sandman by Metallica. And I was like, how have you not heard
Right.
Inner
Yeah.
Sandman? I'm like, that one's a little suspect.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Give him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, he did a good job, actually. On
They
that.
give him some hard tasks. I saw like Mike Portnoy do a Tool song, and that even stumped him.
That would be wild.
I don't think I could do
because he's an awesome drummer already.
Right.
Oh
Exactly,
yeah.
Doing Danny Carey stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome.
Advanced of advanced.
Right.
sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very technical and just brilliant drummer.
Sure.
Things he does, and it's just like, I can't do that. I'd like to do that.
Not yet.
You know.
So with the upcoming EP that you guys are preparing to put out, is there a change in direction or sound from any of your past recordings?
I'd say our earlier stuff is more melodic punk with harmonies and less metal, like death and thrash metal influenced.
Okay.
And some of the newer stuff is more an evolution, I think, of his Sebastian's songwriting. Just getting into different bands like Skeleton Witch and Vector and all these types of technical thrash and technical death metals and melodic sort of blackened thrash.
Sure.
So he's coming into that, and it's coming through in the music.
Sure. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
And I hopped on board.
Yeah. Well, no, absolutely. Brent he's responsible for a lot of the metal that I got into, more extreme stuff.
I feel like I remember that. I
Yeah.
feel like in probably several conversations
Yes,
past
we
Brent,
did.
You were the guy that would bring it in like
Gotta bring in the metal,
exactly. Yes. Yeah. You made some converts of a couple of these guys.
Yeah, at least expanding our horizon as far as metal goes.
Sure.
For sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I never would have considered myself like a metalhead,
Yeah.
And then I think Gordon got into more like heavier like thrash metal first. I was always into kind of more like thrash punk, and then Propaganda.
Propaganda is that's his favorite. I guess his favorite.
Yeah, for sure. I think they're probably the most technical, like gifted, like songwriting, like punk band that exists currently. Propaganda. So I've always loved them. But then hanging out with these guys, just the influence of more like death metal and like true thrash metal is like, man, this is cool.
Yeah.
Like it definitely like
It's
just
like punk, but more technical.
Sure.
It's like punk with the same ferocity of origin of where we started, but it's like, hey, we can play better now. Why not? we can play on time and do it, and fast and click track.
And that's true.
then
Like Mike, I was gonna say, Mike, we were talking downstairs. Yeah. So go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
yeah, I'm
did
just
wanna get
into
to you.
all of it,
Yeah.
and I can play bass. So,
But you were talking about some really kind of more just. We were talking downstairs. I don't want to say glam metal, but like kind of approaching some more.
like the roots, man.
Yeah,
I grew up. My dad was a musician. He was a drummer, and so every Sunday morning the house was kind of thumping. He was up, and Maiden, Tesla, the Cult, Kicks.
Yes.
They each played here for their big bang, and that's super awesome.
Yeah.
But I grew up with that whole kind of uprise of glam into Metallica and Megadeth.
Right. And then you guys met Brent.
And then Brett rolled in.
Well, I mean, I've known Gordon for like 10 years, and I got him into a bunch of death metal. Right. I feel like I influenced you to step up to the next level with your drumming.
Well,
you
because
definitely did it with Flying Colors, man.
Right, because Brent and I had a death metal band prior to, I think Sebastian he was somewhere else, maybe Connecticut or something. Seattle. Okay. You've been all over the place, huh? Yeah. But so I played with him, and it definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone, having to like do double bass and blast beats and stuff I really wasn't comfortable with. and you know, here we are now.
Cool.
You know what I mean? So
Very
it's great for evolution of
Well, now you'd be hard pressed to find a faster paddle boater.
To get you around Fauquier County.
Yeah. Fastest in Fauquier. Put money on it.
So where are you all planning to do the recording of the EP?
Gordon's living room.
Yeah,
All right.
where all the magic happens, out in Linden, Virginia.
Okay, cool.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Kind of near. It's not technically Appalachian, because it's not. It's like
Hey, the trail.
Hey, it's close right enough.
we
on
call
the
it
trail.
Appalachian Thrash, though.
It's right off the Appalachian Trail.
Right. Yeah, that's true. The Appalachian Trail does run through there.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if the mountains are technically part of that region. See, here we're getting into like geographical things in the podcast. This is strange. I don't know. This is the Wylde style experience.
Right, we're throwing the tough questions to
Right.
you.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Let's talk about flat
When was
Earth.
the War of 1842? Yeah. But 1812.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Right. It's probably better. But, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, so last time Kevin and I were just talking, we were doing a podcast. We've included you in some of our other conversations, right? We did a little Would You Rather at one point when we were talking about general admission shows. Just to kind of shift gears, we talked about your new material here for a little bit. But if you don't mind shifting gears in the conversation, bring you into our last conversation. Speaking of like your influences, we bring up a lot of music news, probably more popular and mainstream rock topics. One of the games that we do, there's a monitor there right in front of you guys that says, "What are the odds?" So we actually try to like pretend we're Vegas odds makers. Now we don't have to do odds; we can do percentages. We talk about a news event, and then what would the future be? You know what I mean? So like, what do you think? What do you think is going to possibly happen with that? And it's going to be interesting to hear your opinions if you were the odds makers. If you're willing to kind of jump along and do
Gordon
something.
Thomas.
Or 3.
Predict the future.
All right. So let's do it. So Scott, there we go. So Scott did hear us. So I don't know. Are you fans of the Foo Fighters?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dave Grohl all the way, man.
All right, so
Who is
okay.
not?
All right. So
Absolutely.
it's been a tragic year for the Foo Fighters, right? Like we have Taylor Hawkins passing, Dave Grohl's mother passing. He gets involved in a scandalous affair. So a lot of Foo Fighters shows have been canceled.
Right.
And we're just probably in a place in life, like Kevin and I were talking, where it wouldn't hurt the world to see some Foo Fighters on tour again. Because I'm glad you guys said you were fans, because we're fans also.
And I'm sure Dave could use the distraction.
I'm sure Dave could use a little,
Right.
a little happiness in his life. So
Yeah.
Kevin and I were saying, not this year, but in 2025, what are the odds that the Foo Fighters will be touring, not showing up necessarily to play in a festival, but to actually tour to some degree in 2025?
A full tour.
Full tour.
It's tough. Like,
I'd say
it wasn't long after that initial break
Right.
of news. There's still a Foo Fighters song every hour.
Yeah.
On 101. Or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
like stations. A full-on tour. That's tough.
Uh-huh.
It takes some commitment.
I'd say
Maybe a couple
63.8%.
That's very specific.
Because it's
Not even a 0.5, but a 0.8.
0.8. Yeah, because it's just I don't know. I could see it.
That's a high percentage though.
Yeah, it's a little more than half. I think, given that they're not wanting to step away, or he wants to step away to let some time go and pass for time to, people
Sure.
just forget, like, oh yeah, and go
yeah.
back to doing what they do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think given if they don't do that, there's a decent probability.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know when their last tour was, but was it last year?
So last year.
Well, they actually
into last year.
were on tour and
Yes.
probably still would have been on tour.
Yes.
But they canceled all their dates.
This information
When,
changes.
when Daddy Gate broke out.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Well, shit. Well,
yeah.
props to him for owning it,
Absolutely.
and not just hiding and trying
Absolutely.
to put it under the rug. So
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they'll go on tour, but I just want to say, Dave, put yourself out there. Respect. That's a hard position to be in, obviously.
Sure.
But and it can bring a lot of shame with it.
Sure.
I don't know. I think he's at least worthy of respect for owning it, and bringing it out into the light.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
in terms of playing, you guys obviously play for many reasons. I don't know. Maybe you're making a fortune tonight, but assuming that you're not making a fortune tonight, there's a lot of therapeutic reasons for playing music, right? Like it's easy to say. So that's kind of where I like to speak and think of this.
Yeah.
Because it's not even necessarily just the scandal that he's finding in his romantic life, but of course the losses in his life too. So
Yeah.
how does that drive you? Would you want to play? Yeah.
Oh, I would
You know?
always want to play.
Yeah.
Given I'm healthy and willing, I'd always want to play.
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah.
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 No tour.
Yeah. Yeah. High odds, more than 63.8%.
I'm a numbers guy. What do you want me? I'm a numbers guy.
Yeah, I want to know how you came up with 0.8. I mean, the 63 is fascinating, but the 0.8 is very fascinating.
Well, I didn't want to give it 64.
I don't think that'll tarnish
a little too much.
ticket sales that much.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They could still. They played Wembley.
right.
They might get a couple people that goes, Foo Fighters, I'm done. But
Right.
that's such a small majority of people, I think.
It's okay. It makes it easier for us to get to the stage.
The real fans. Get the real legitimate fans. In there.
Yeah, I think there's so many hardcore fans out there that I definitely see like maybe an 80% chance that they'll do like a small leg tour.
You're right.
Maybe
right.
not like a full-on tour,
Right.
but they're definitely going to get back on the road, hit
Right.
several cities. I see that as a high probability.
Yeah,
Tour
yeah.
all year? I
Yeah.
don't know about that one. Though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know Dave wants to get back out there. He loves playing music, you
Right.
know.
right.
There's all this stuff that comes along, but he's gonna probably push
Yeah.
it aside and get up on stage.
Sure.
The funny thing is back in the 80s, this was like normal rock star behavior.
Well,
you know what I mean? So it's like weird now. You're like, well, kind of
It's
with
so
the territory.
tame
What?
compared to like
I know,
He had sex
exactly.
with somebody?
Like P. Diddy? Like look at P. Diddy.
Yeah.
I mean, like like
How many bottles of baby
I
oil
don't
does
even
one
want to
man
go
get?
down that road.
you know. So Kevin, you want to reveal your number?
Mine was 0.1.
1%?
Wow.
Yeah, I know you were
See,
low. You were down there.
That was just me hoping that it happens.
Right.
Wow.
Wishful thinking.
Kevin's never seen the Foo Fighters, so like that was we had been
Yep.
we had tickets like the whole 9 yards. I was going with you to the first Foo Fighters show that you
Yep.
were going to catch.
2 weeks before Taylor Hawkins died.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah. Bummer.
I know.
And you guys caught one of the guys at the racetrack.
Oh, that
that was
Dirty
Dirty
Honey.
Honey. Yeah.
Dirty Honey.
That was
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm glad you bring that
yeah,
up.
yeah.
That was funny. That was
What are the chances? Right?
so like the backstory with that, like that was completely out of the blue. And what we were going to see that band up at the racetrack that night. And I love betting horses, and I love the horses. So I was the one. It was a beautiful night, like you know what I mean, like 70 degrees, no humidity, like one of those magic nights like out in West Virginia. So I was like, Kevin, we got to get up there before any of this starts because I want to bet at least one race, you know. And I'm driving him up, and like we just got to do it. Well, we get out there, and we're going to the track area, which is close to the performance area. And Kevin, you looked up and you were like, I think that's Justin Smalley and then John
Yep.
Otto
I'm like,
from-
there they go.
Yeah, and I was like, I think that is them too. And then, like we were like stalking, you know, like double taking, like is that really them? Because it could be just dudes in long hair that are going to see this band also, you know. And so like we're just watching. I'm like, okay, we're just going to go up, like roll the dice, try to catch them, see if they'll say anything, and see what happens. And so we just had the little camera phone, you know, out and like doing that little quick interview. We just kind of ran up, and I was like, look. We are with a podcast. We're all at this venue in Manassas, and we would like to catch, you know, like you guys real quick if you want to do a quick shout out on the podcast. And I tried to pull up all of our social media quick just to say like I'm not like the stalker weird guy that we actually do have a podcast, showing them all the stand up and shout, you know, stuff. And then they're like, yeah. So it just turns out that they had never bet a horse race before, and that was their very first race. And that's the conversation that we were having with them. And so, and it was funny too because they made a show bet. They bet on the third horse, right? So, but they didn't know they thought the horse had to come in third place and third place only. And I'm like, no, they can come in second and first, and you'll still win, you know, kind of deal. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. So we did that little quick interview. The horse race kicks off. They're down on the track, and we watched their horse, and the horse fully came in and like actually won the entire race.
Oh, nice.
So they were like elated, you know, just jumping all over the place.
What a golden moment.
I know.
Perfect opportunity.
And they got a hot tip from the cab driver.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Yeah, little cab help that we did
Yes,
not have.
That's right.
Yeah, we did not win that race.
Nope.
Yeah, don't trust our odds. All right, Scott, you want to move to the next? Okay. This came from a story really coming from Tom Morello at Rage Against the Machine, who is very much, as everyone has been doing for a long time, decrying the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame, as we like to call it, for not inducting Iron Maiden, not even this year, but a long time ago. And Tom Morello specifically is on a mission to get Iron Maiden in this year. So you guys are optimists on the last question. So what are the odds that Iron Maiden will be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a nominee, not an inductee, but a nominee in 2025?
Oh, I see.
So will they get nominated? They've been nominated before, but then they've been pulled back and then nominated again and pulled back. So will they be nominated another time?
What was the reasoning? Was it just
why were
not
they
enough,
pulled back?
Not enough, too many, only a certain amount of nominees, or what?
I don't know how the nomination process really is decided.
It's very sketchy.
Yeah.
They don't really talk about it.
Oh, okay.
There's been years that, and there's a fan vote component to it, but that doesn't necessarily dictate that you get in.
Right.
So, like, when they do the fan vote, they say the top 5 bands go into consideration. There have been years when they've been the number 1 most voted band,
Right.
and they still haven't gotten in. So
Wow.
it's kind of bogus. But
It's a little politics, backstage politics.
Very much.
Yeah.
And something, you know, I say it's the Rolling Stone magazine Hall of Fame, because it seems that what hits Rolling Stone seems to drive, to me, in my personal opinion, what goes into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
At least
and Iron
used
Maiden
to.
doesn't really hit Rolling Stone magazine all too often. So,
Right.
you know, there's just a discriminatory element to that, you know, that's
Yeah.
out there for a great band, a great
Right.
and legendary band,
Deserving.
and very influential band.
Oh, I have
Absolutely.
a Maiden tattoo. I mean,
Right.
yeah, they have the tenure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as nominee, you would hope so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause who's the one deciding these?
Right. And whoever, like the politics, that's kind of I feel like the new twist and
Right.
bend on the story is that you have Tom Morello specifically publicly driving any influence to bring Iron Maiden into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
He's also part of the kind of selection committee that they use now.
Oh, right. Hopefully that has some pull
Yeah.
with it, you know?
You know what they need? The Metal Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no doubt.
They will be the first ones in.
What a great idea. Where would you put that? Like, what city would that go in?
Birmingham, England.
Where the new wave
like
of British
that,
heavy
Gavin.
metal started.
You even went outside of the U.S. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, that's strong.
Hang out
That's
in
where Sabbath came
Sabbath.
I
from.
know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
You'll find that factory that was in the background of the first
Yes.
album.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that would be
You would have to put Iron Maiden in the Birmingham Metal Hall of Fame. I mean, it's even home field then at that point.
Before Black Sabbath.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be a,
rest in peace, Paul.
Aren't there a lot of weird people in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame
It's
yeah.
it's all
that
very
aren't
weird.
really rock?
Right, right.
You know, so it's I don't even know. Like, does Iron Maiden even want to be in it?
Not at all, according to Bruce Dickinson.
Well, there you have it.
And Brent, you're bringing up a good point, because I think there is something cool about being so rock and roll that they won't let you in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You know?
Rightfully so.
There's something badass metal about that.
That's
Right.
why we'll never be in it.
Yeah, we'll pass that shit up all day.
Fuck no.
we'll be in the Hall of Lame.
Gordon, you want to give a percentage on this? Because after 63.8,
Well, you know, not knowing the background now that I'm aware of, with the fact that they've been nominated, pulled back. How many times? Like 3 they did that?
I don't
pulled
know
every
the
time?
count offhand, but
Yeah,
it's
I
been
mean
several.
they've been in several, but
Several. Okay, and pulled. Probably not a good percentage. And the fact that they don't even.
but they're a nominee when they're part of that. So
Right.
Oh, and not right. Not getting to nominee.
so they're not
We could do a whole nother question about
inducted
I'd say-
into the Hall of Fame. You would be an
20.
inductee if you're getting in.
Maybe 20%, 15, 20%. Not likely. Kind of a lower probability on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't agree with it. I absolutely don't agree with that. But realistically, being
Yeah,
nominated,
no, it
nominated,
definitely
pulled.
sucks.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with 0.666%. Number of the beast
love it,
percentage.
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Little Maiden reference. Nice. Okay.
Dude, you got to be on the committee. You're like,
Sign me up, okay?
You're on point like multiple times. You've got to be on that committee. I love it. All right, Scott, let's roll the next one. All right. Did you guys catch the
Oh
Olympic?
yes, yes. Gojira killed it at the Olympics.
Exactly. You caught that then? Because we haven't talked since then either, since the Olympic opening ceremony happened.
Right.
Yeah. So I wasn't expecting this. I was working. I was working from home, like this afternoon was Friday afternoon, and it's actually my girlfriend came running in and she was like, "Are you watching?" Because the ceremony was on, but I wasn't paying attention to it.
Right.
She, do you see what's going on?
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No." And then she's like, "Look over there." And of course, like she turns up the TV then. And I was like, "Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's on the Olympic opening ceremony?"
That was my reaction. I was like, what? I was like, okay. Right.
The coolest thing is they were like chained to the wall, so they could
Yeah.
still like headbang and move and
Yeah.
not fall off
Yeah.
the little balcony they were on.
So they're nominated. Gojira is nominated for the best metal performance, which is a weird category to me. So I guess it's not necessarily the best metal record, not the best metal single,
Yeah,
but
like, what are the performances?
yes,
Like,
yeah.
I'd have to. Did we know the other?
I know because we were prepared last time, and I'm looking it up right now.
So Metallica's in there.
Yes, and
For I think not for the album, but for I forget which track off of the new 72 Seasons album.
yes,
And Judas Priest for the entire Invisible Shield album that came out this year. And then obviously Gojira, and then there are two others that I'm blanking on right now.
Gojira is from the Olympic ceremony. So it's Kevin. You want to use your French here? Mea
Akahara.
Yes. There we go. And
Bless
then
you.
Judas Priest, Crown of
Thank you.
Thorns. Knocked Loose with Suffocate, Metallica, Screaming Suicide, and Spirit Box and Cellar Door.
Knock Loose is up there.
It's up there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How does somebody that underground
Yeah.
get nominated for a Grammy?
Right, right.
I think their social media presence of just having that the sound people have been using, like people make reels and they'll use that Knock Loose
And the
song with
scene,
that
I think the
reggaeton
scene
beat.
is
The one that's shocking that wasn't nominated is Sleep Token.
Okay.
Because
We were just talking about them the other day.
yeah, because there's last year they were the most streamed metal band on Spotify. They had the most
And there's
streams.
controversy now because they got bumped to a main stage festival show, and there's big name legendary bands that are second and third to those guys. And
Yeah.
there's the media uproar.
Yeah.
Why are they headlining?
Yeah. Nobody knows
They're
them.
doing something.
Yeah.
Well, they sell the tickets, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
They,
Right.
The streaming numbers tell
Yeah.
the story, you know?
Sure. Yeah. All right, you guys will throw out a number for this one?
Well, I mean, that's some.
Will they win it? Ooh.
Will they
Will
win?
they win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just
yeah.
being.
between
That would be
all
my
those
vote.
Selections,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that it was
80%.
Yeah.
80%.
80%.
Going with 80?
Five bands.
Okay.
There's 5 nominees, so
Up
20%.
against
yeah.
Metallica, Judas Priest.
Yeah. Metallica's won a lot.
and Knock Loose is like the dark horse.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
in the
Metallica and Judas Priest, you need the older generation. Those cats ain't voting.
They need to hand the torch.
Well,
Just hand the torch.
I don't know that there's many times that Metallica has been nominated that they haven't won.
Right.
Which I think is
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
That's a
trying
good
to
call.
pay them back for the Jethro Tull.
Didn't it wasn't the metal?
The first time it was ever up. It wasn't Metal Performance then, right?
It was-
I don't remember.
It was something
Best
rock
Metal
or
something. Yes.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
where it was like,
Right.
well, clearly it's Metallica, and then it was.
Well,
just
yeah,
like,
and then
what?
so it was best rock performance.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
And then they actually made a best rock and a best metal.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, because I can't understand. I mean, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at the time, what was it 90? Was that 91 or something?
The round, I was going to say 89
Yeah,
or
I don't
90.
know.
80.
Yeah, it wasn't
I looked at Kevin.
quite
He's
90.
Mr. Factoid. So
No,
I'm
yeah,
gonna-
because it was 88 is when Injustice for All came out.
Right.
So it would have been probably 89,
89.
maybe 90 at the most.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I would say.
Got it. 80%. Mike says 80%. That's strong.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a Gojira fan. I am too. I'm gonna go 70.
Oh, okay. All right. That's strong also.
Strong enough.
Yeah.
It's the Olympics.
Yeah, that's what
I mean, it's the Olympics. That's
Right.
pretty epic.
Yeah, for a
right,
metal band
right.
to be
Yeah.
at the Olympics.
Right.
I mean, it's a band alone, but like it's a metal band and it's
Yep.
Gojira.
Yeah.
You know,
I would have loved
65%.
65.
Yeah, because the other, I mean, it's gonna. That's a man, maybe 55, because you got Metallica, Judas Priest, and I mean, people might go, I don't know who Gojira is, but
Right.
you know, the fact that what they did was that's a fantastic performance, epic, like historic.
Sure.
You know, but for people that don't even know who they are, maybe they'll be like, well, I know Metallica and Judas. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
Do you think voters who are not metal voters, that might vote for this anyway, right? They would be inclined to vote for it because
The Olympics.
there's the Grammy voters.
Yeah.
Because there's outside classic elements,
Right.
You know, to that
That's true.
performance instead of just straight metal.
Right? Yeah.
You think that'll push it?
I think that would
Give
it
you like
helps.
another 0.3%?
Yeah, if you factor that in, I think we could adjust for the 3.3. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right.
I think that's fair.
Hopefully they pass with flying whales.
I know.
If you get that reference.
I had it at a high percentage because I think because of the Olympics, the spotlight that they receive because of it, and I think it's time the torch gets passed.
I
There
agree.
you go.
I think
Fair. Yeah.
Yep.
Sebastian, you didn't give a number.
Oh man.
I don't mean to press you into a number.
I mean, I think I would say pretty high percentage. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I agree with that.
the Olympics. Yeah.
Not to mention, I've been to that building, so
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
yeah,
Better than me.
it was really cool.
For a metal performance?
Right.
No, there was no metal being performed that night.
Right.
Is this the first Olympics with metal though? I mean,
It has to be.
that has to just set the stage right there.
Right.
They automatically get it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And for our initial conversation, like Kevin and I's first conversation about this, we were thrilled. We're going to be running in here. 2 days after this happened or something, you know, was our next podcast night. We talked about this for a solid half hour. But the fact also that it was Gojira and not a bigger name. It wasn't
Right.
a Metallica.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Judas Priest even. Like, just, you know, it's not an underground act, but in some ways it still is, right? I would not consider it a mainstream act.
Right.
Sure.
But they're probably like the biggest band that's rock or metal in France.
Exactly, yes.
And that's why they got that spot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I said I would love to see the art director propose the idea to the French Olympic Committee. You know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That we want to bring up the French Revolution with Gojira, you know, like leading the way, like to sing about the atrocities of the French Revolution.
Was it the
And
same guy
somebody
who
said
did
yes?
Drag Queen Jesus? Was that the same guy?
It was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think they should
Yeah.
win.
All right.
One
more?
I mean,
Sorry.
the last one we have, I don't know if you caught Saturday Night Live, but Saturday Night Live was on a few weeks ago. It was with Bill Burr, the comedian. He was hosting.
Yeah. Love Bill Burr.
Yeah, so Bill Burr was and talking, Mike, you're talking about your dad and throwback, and I guess he was the dad in this sketch. And he came up with a sketch that he wanted his son to appreciate the metal that he grew up listening to, which of course was glam metal.
Right.
And it's like so horrifically like misogynistic and stupid.
Yeah.
You know, and like his kid couldn't get it at all.
Right.
And so like he just was trying to convince him through the whole act that why should like this faux band Snakeskin, and that Snakeskin is what you're seeing in that picture. That's right there. But Kevin and I were talking, we're just so happy to see metal. We're talking about metal in the Olympics. Metal made Saturday Night Live again. Like it's been years since some metal has been on Saturday Night Live.
Right.
So we thought it was a great sketch. And in the kind of almost the vein of Wayne's World, we did Wayne's World for Halloween. Kevin and I came in for that.
Yeah, I saw that was
As a
fantastic.
right, so as a recurring, sketch. Are we going to see this again? Are we going to see Snakeskin show up one more time on Saturday Night Live?
And the premise was, I haven't seen the thing, but
The
the premise
sketch,
was Bill was the father showing his son
His father was showing his son. He loved it.
appreciation for metal.
Exactly.
And it was kind of a spin-off on the like the Ronco. Oh, you should listen to Snakeskin. And
Yeah. And there's no good reason to listen to Snakeskin. It's very obvious. No good reason at all.
I thought that was a real band. I was like, who's Snakeskin?
I was like, it looks like kind of like Steel Panther. You know Steel Panther, right?
Absolutely.
They're like the modern day.
It took Steel Panther into another gear.
Yeah.
It was more
Okay.
ridiculous than Steel Panther.
All right. I would say maybe 25%, just because unless Bill Burr was back, or they tried to incorporate it into some other situation.
Right.
I mean,
Metal made Saturday Night Live. That's really kind of the big, like, that was the big excitement, at least for us.
Right.
So that's, again, like you saw in the Olympics, we're seeing it in Saturday Night Live. More places we see it, the better, right?
yeah.
I'm gonna agree. It's probably like a low end, unless it's like a media storm, you know.
Right.
They're like, all right, we gotta bring this kid back.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good way to put it. We caught it. I don't know if the mass media caught it.
That's what I'm thinking. It was a nod to us. It was like, yes, we feel represented.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't think the ratings
No.
like skin tight leather. Sorry.
My favorite SNL was the Fred Armisen where they did the punk rock wedding.
Yes.
That was awesome. But they never had another punk band, so I don't know.
I think my favorite is Celebrity Jeopardy, though.
Oh, just like in general?
We're more just in general. No, what's his name?
Sean
Norm
Connery.
Macdonald was Sean Connery, but Norm Macdonald was playing Burt Reynolds. Oh my God!
yes.
Yeah, I got it's larger than a normal hat. You know, like, dude, so classic. I'll take the rapist for 400. That's the therapist. Never mind. Dude, I love that sketch.
I feel like SNL will never see those days anymore.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Right.
There was that Chris Farley and, like, you know, even before that time, but there was a good time. There was different generations of it, but I don't know. I don't keep up as much anymore as it was. You know what I mean? With the, but it's great to see metal represent. I will say that. You know.
Right. Well, that's it. Like, and Brady bring it up too, like a recurring character. Like, we really don't see many recurring characters. I feel like on Saturday Night Live again, but it'd be nice to even see like like Wayne's World. We go back to that.
Oh my God.
Everybody knows who that is, what that is. It's representative, not necessarily maybe of metal, but at least of hard rock. You know, Of course, they're homage to Aerosmith. They couldn't get enough Aerosmith all the time for those guys.
Right.
So I would like to see more of it. I hope it comes back. But I'm with you. My percentage was low too.
Yeah.
Can't see it.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
All right. Well, thanks for running through that with us. You know, that was kind of, like I said, it's always good to like get you guys in and get your opinions on everything that you do, not necessarily just, obviously we love to hear about the new music and the places that you're playing, but it's always, you know, we love you guys, so it's great to have you join some of our conversation.
It's always fun, man.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking out the EP once it comes out.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's more of an album, you know?
I like that.
We'll see.
I like
Yeah.
But EP first.
Of course.
Just have some singles for Spotify, just something people can listen to, or promoters if they ever play somewhere and they're like, "What do you guys sound like?" We're like, we just tell them, "Hey, just trust us, we're good." You know, that's it. They're like, "Okay," you know, that's what has to go on right now. So.
But we're self-producing it 100%.
Cool.
DIY.
Very cool.
That's how you do it.
Love it. Absolutely. From Gordon's living room.
Yes.
Yes, well, that's the best acoustics we
show
can
up,
get.
Right. We show up and we move my couch like in front of the TV way, and then we all set up and we just go. It's all carpeted, and I have like kind of like a, I don't know if it's just an angled ceiling, and so it has a nice, good sound in there. I mean, for obviously it's not a studio, but it's not a basement with concrete floors and terrible sound. So it sounds good. It's going to be a good starting point.
Cool.
So.
Very
Cool.
All right.
Alrighty.
We're looking forward to the show.
Cool.
Oh, really?
Thank you guys.
man.
Are
Thanks.
we're on the third band, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We should probably get out there.
I gotta set my drums up.
Where the hell you are? You're still up there talking.
It's like, I think we're on in 5 minutes.
Oh, so ask him like 5 more questions like
Yeah.
usual.
I know, right? I'm notorious for this, man. I can talk. So I'm so sorry if I held you guys too long.
No.
No, it's great
we
to
love
see you
being
guys.
here.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks,
Always
guys.
good hanging out.
Cheers. All right,
Looking
we'll
forward
see
to
you-
it.
We'll see you down there. We'll see you on stage.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.